Good morning, class.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome back to our second to last week of school. And as stated earlier in the group, we were doing advanced tabulation. Now, last week we did not get to carry out our practical because we did not have electricity. But you guys would have received the notes in your book already. Right? But so we're going to go through our content now, and we're going to go into the actual application. In the past, 2 to 3 weeks ago, we would have started regular tabulation or just tabulation using Microsoft Word. Now this year's advanced tabulation, this is going to use an application we call spreadsheet. Now spreadsheet is hosted by more than one company, right? There are more different companies have spreadsheet application, and they will usually brand it under a different name. Now for your subject here in school, EDPM, we are going to stick with Microsoft Excel. Now Excel is owned by Google. Sorry, not Google, Microsoft. Right? Now why are we using Excel here? The syllabus recommends Microsoft Excel as #1 record and stuff, right? Because 95% of the companies in the world uses Microsoft products to do their work, right? Now, if you use Google, right? So for example, Google has one. Let me show you what the spreadsheet actually looks like before I proceed. So you notice here is the spreadsheet, right? Now I'm going to show you another company one. So the next company one is coming from Google. Google Sheets. Now this one is owned by Google. So I have a questionnaire here, right? So what you're looking at here is, for example, wrong question, sorry. So let me show you that specific spreadsheet. Yeah. So you see here we have the same spreadsheet, same rows, same columns, right? What makes the spreadsheet application different from companies to companies is that some companies will have additional features, whereas some will not carry those features. So for example, Google Sheet will allow you to open a document and so on, but you cannot do certain features in it. Like if you use it on your phone, like creating a graph will not be possible using your phone, right? But Microsoft Excel will allow that. So let's go back straight into using or sticking with the one that we were using for example, Microsoft Excel. Now Microsoft Excel is one of the most used software in the accounting field. Can anybody guess why or what is used for? What is Excel used for? Creating timetables.
Prepare schedule.
Prepare schedules. Sorry?
To make a calendar.
Make a calendar. Keep a record. Alright, so Excel is used a lot for numbers, right? And doing tabular work, table work, and things to do with numbers. So let me show you something here. So I have, I would have changed this child name for somebody can identify the child. So is it open? Yes, that's open here. So on the board here I have an example of a child that done a assignment. This is actually an SU. Now the child would have had the correct headings, the child have numbers installed and so on. Now this is going, let's say it's going to 10 marks. How many marks do you think the child would have gotten here? Out of 10?
10.
10. Y'all agree? 10?
Yeah.
So if I told you now that if I'm going to mark this here, I was giving the child 1 mark alone. What? 1. Why? You see, yes, Alex? You see, in Excel, right? We work with something we call functions and formulas, right? Now, if you look at this here, this one have a built-in function, right? Now, so just try to understand the process. Don't try to go deep inside. Just look at it, see a change. As we go along the term, we will go a bit more in depth, right? Now, if we look at this here now, how this thing works here, right? This person has to pay $280 per section, right? And there's a party band they go into, right? And depending they pay cash or they pay credit, they will get a discount or they have to pay an interest. So how this program is set now, the first one have cash. Let me just, people in the back, can you see it? Do you want me to zoom in a bit?
Yes, sir.
Alright, let me zoom in a bit. How about now?
Yes, sir.
Good. So, the thing is with tabulation in Excel, we use a lot of functions and formulas. So, let me show you the benefits of it. For now, we will just stick to it. Function and formula, we look at it as one general stuff, right? Next class, we're going to break the two apart. What separates a function from a formula, right? Good. So look at this here, we have cash. Now, because I have a formula, if I put credit now, what happened here? Nice. Let me go back again. So, copy this here. And I'm just going to paste the words. Let's see if we could. Alright, good. So we get it back. Now, this here has a value here of 322. Right? So remember, I'm showing you why in X, y was given the child 1 mark just now, right? This is Excel, right? And as a student in EDPM, you're going to go to work in a company, right? And some companies I heard will usually give you an Excel test, right, to see a competency. And one of the things they will look for is formulas. Because the whole thing is, if you have an Excel document and you don't use formulas, it makes no sense, right? It's like if you have a wheelbarrow to push a bucket of water, you take the wheelbarrow, put the bucket inside, and hold it, the wheelbarrow in your hand and start walking. Makes no sense, right? You got everything?
Yes, sir.
You look last in the piece. No, I'm saying just that, right? If you have Excel and you don't use formulas in Excel to carry out your tasks, right, or do your stuff, it's as if you are having a wheelbarrow carrying a bag of a piece, but instead of pushing the wheelbarrow, you're going to make use of the wheelbarrow. You put the piece in the wheelbarrow, high wheelbarrow, and hand it off. Right? So Excel is a lot of formula. We stick to the main reason why we use Excel a lot is because of the functionality that you can do with numbers, right? Good. So back to where we were. So we talk cash and credit, right? Now, let me show you something. This person here decided they're going to pay cash instead of credit. So we go and put cash. Now notice here, this is 322, right? And to be clear, there is a formula written here. This is complicated at the moment now for you, but in a week time you will see it's easy. Right? Now below here does not carry any formula or any function. It does have a number, right? So look at this here. John Moore decided, you know what? I have a base thing, cash, I get extra money, I have buy extra or something. So go and pay cash. Look what a function and a formula could do. Did the value change?
Yes, sir.
Let me go back again, Sean.
This thing moves.
Alright, so let me, you know what, let me highlight it and make it a bit more bolder. Right?
Sir.
Is that better?
Sir,
Zoom a bit?
yes, okay. Can I send the number for the secretary?
Hold on. How about now?
Yeah.
Good. So, as stated earlier, right? The first one have a function or formula. The others don't. So we're gonna try to show. I'm trying to show you why. Yeah. Function and formula. So function and formula is an instruction to the computer to do something. Right? For example, if we go to a have you used vending machine before?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Push your $100, press the button and you get a drink, right?
Yes.
Good. This here, when you enter something there, it tells the computer what to do when something is here. Right? So, if you notice here, they had a value of $322. Right? And we have credit over here. If you were to change it around and put cash, look how the value changes. What happened then? Did it change? I'm not sure what happened here now. The formula was working a few minutes ago. Alright? So the value will have changed back, right? Now remember the second one didn't have anything, right? So let's put credit now. Did anything change?
No, sir.
No. But let me show you how to trick now, right? This is where Excel becomes easy. Make your work easy. Now let's say we're going to shuffle this answer up at the bottom here, right? I'm going to put credit here. Now you know for a fact that if somebody pay cash is $252, right? And they pay credit, they're supposed to pay $322. Let's assume this is your document. You work with a company with 5,000 workers. Look how easy Excel makes it work. Look how it makes all these answers update itself. I just come here and I double click. Right? There the values update itself.
Yes, sir.
Let's try again and see if we put this cash. And we notice the value will have changed, right? Good. This is why it's important. Now let's go into actually understand how to actually use the individual features. So the first thing we're going to talk about here, this is the first part of your notes, where we're talking about entering data, and we're going to talk about terms, function, formulas, range, and so on. Now the first thing to look at here is the Excel sheet. So as stated earlier, right, this part here is standard. However, above here, not all the features you see here will be available in the next spreadsheet application. Now everything in the spreadsheet is reference. Each of these boxes here is a reference. Now how do we reference these boxes? If you notice here, we have, what goes across here? Letters.
Alphabet.
Right? Alphabet, right? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, go down the line. What do you think happens when we reach the end of Z? Numbers? Let's have a people see quickly. When you reach Z, look what happens. It restarts. A, B, A, C, A, D. Now, every single box in Excel, when you click here, every single square and rectangle box carries a unique identification. How do we know the unique identification? Right? A cell is an intersection of a row and a column. A column comes downward. Right? Always comes downward and reference with a letter. Right? Excellent. And a row goes across. Now anytime you notice here, when it comes across, each of these fall in a separate column. That's how every single cell gets a unique identification number. Any questions? Sure? So, let me see if you guys understand. If I was to place my mouse here, what would the first cell ID be?
A1.
A1, very good. If I was to come somewhere along here. Might be a bit difficult.
M2.
M2, right? Always remember, we start referencing with the letter, then the row number. Very good. Now, we're going to go a bit more in depth in how to actually use formulas next week. For now, I will show you how to enter data in Excel. Now, a lot of times persons do this here. So we have first name, last name, now a lot of times when you're going to do Excel, persons usually meet with this here. And Excel allows you to enter stuff in a cell. Now these cells are expandable. They can expand vertically and horizontally. Now how do we do that? So let's see, look at this here. Now you notice here, address of a person takes up 2 cells. Agree? Alex, you seen that? Right? Jennifer, you seen that? Good. Address takes up two spaces. Now, sometimes we might have the origin system. Oh, you know, address takes up 2 cells. Let's continue here. And I come till over E. I put telephone number. Now, I here tell you, no, this is not correct. These cells are made to expand. So how do we fit address of a person in that little square box? Yes.
Expand the cells.
We expand the cells. Very good. Anybody know how to go about expanding the cells?
So the line
Press on the line and drag it. Where are we coming here? Or here?
right there.
Right here. Right good. So there are a few signs you have to look for in Excel, right? Once you see the plus sign with the 2 arrows, the 2 arrows shows which side you can actually move. So in this case here, it is showing us a left and right. Now let me teach you how to find trick now. You see now, you can actually, as Tanya said, right? You can click and drag, right? But I can show you another shortcut now. If you double tap, it automatically fixes the cell, the right cell, right? However, if you're not the person who wants to double tap, you can use arrows as Tanya was saying, right? And move. Same thing goes to the side here. You can go up and down. Any questions so far?
Sir,
You can double tap. You gotta make, Alice, you gotta make sure when you go, right, that you get this specific symbol, right? Any questions so far? Yes.
Is it possible to double tap in the numbers?
Numbers. Yeah, you could. Because if they come here, the side here, right? Let's say I bring it down this here, I can also double tap here and it goes up. Right? Remember, you could change your font size as you wish, right? And at times you will have to double tap here to have it adjusted, right? Now it takes some time and practice to make your Excel document look presentable. Because right now as is, you are seeing lines, right? Am I clear? You are seeing lines here. However, if you go to print, those lines don't exist. As you can see here, let me see if I can right view. Those lines does not exist, right? Excel is kind of an application. When you get the hang of it, you understand how it works, it makes your work easy. Very good question. How do we get the lines? So for us to get the lines, we highlight our stuff, and there's a nice unique feature right here, right, on the font. And you get to do all your stuff. You get to add bottom border, all border, and so on. Right? Good? If you are doing like a balance sheet, you have to science students, you got to know accounts, right? Alright, students, you got to know accounts? No OA?
Yeah.
Good. So OA part of OA, you got to do balance sheet, right? And part of this SB also, you have to do a balance sheet. Now you all know balance sheet. We don't usually have lines in the table. Am I right? You got the balance sheet before? No? Let me see if I have a balance sheet in my system to show you what it looks like. I have some students SBA here. I don't know if it still exists. Alright, so we're gonna close this last we're gonna close off with. Because you know it's lunch. I don't want to keep you guys back. So this is what the balance sheet looks like. By the way, this is QuickBooks balance sheet. Picture. Yeah. So you know how balance sheet this is, right? In Excel, you might want to have a line here, but you don't want lines between. Excel, yes. This is part of accounts. And part of your EDPM you have to do all these here. Good. So the account should be easy. What you usually do, students do accounts, they take it, your balance sheet from your SBA and just translate it into Excel and get your marks. Right? Alright students, so I know now I went a bit over time with you guys for lunch. So we'll pause here for today and we will return back after. Right? You are dismissed to go for your lunch. Bye.